everyone, welcome to our podcast.
We have three storytellers here, and our podcast today is about our experience in our life that contains life lessons.
We hope you can learn a lesson from our story.
My name is Francis Jeremia Justin Lesmana, student number 8.
My name is Clement Wilkinson Charlie, student number 2.
My name is Johannes Brabaji, student number 12.
Now, we will start our podcast. First, Justin will tell his story.
Thank you, Clement, and I will start. I'm a shy person from the first grade. I'm shy because I have a grumpy and fierce coach at my basketball course. I'm afraid to talk and socialize with other people. My teacher always talked to my mom that I should be brave to talk. My mom also always say to just try to talk what you want and talk what you don't like. Whether my opinion is accepted or not is a matter of later. I always think in my head that it's easy to say, but it's hard to make it a reality. I realize that my mom is right with my experience. So, my story started on a rainy day at my comfy warm apartment. Me with my housemate were at home. My uncle suddenly called me and said, "Hi Justin, go to the lobby right now with your brother." And then I replied, "My brother is playing basketball with his friends." "Okay, then we will wait," said my uncle. I'm actually excited to go with my uncle and my brother, but I'm very lazy to go with my uncle by myself. My brother suddenly said that he doesn't want to go because he wanted to hang out with his friends. I started to feel lazy going out with my uncle, but my uncle once called me again and said, "Go down right now because I'm in the lobby already." I'm scared to tell that I don't want to go, especially he waited for me for nearly 1 hour. My mom suddenly went back from the office and said, "Are you gonna go with your uncle?" Then I replied with a forced expression, "Well, he's at the lobby already." My mom started to know that I'm afraid to talk, that I'm too lazy to go, and said, "If you don't wanna go, just talk to him nicely," with a little anger. I feel bad because my uncle waited for me for nearly 1 hour.
That really happened?
Yeah, and I really don't know what to do at that time. I feel my heart beat all over my body. And it's a very hard time because I got pressure from my fear. I feel like having a phobia to talk at that time.
Whoa, I know how you feel at that time.
Yeah, but luckily my mom really knows my personality and helps me to talk with my uncle. As a result, I didn't go out with my uncle with the help from my mom. I felt grateful that my mom wants to help me solve my problems. My mom talks to my uncle easily, and my uncle accepted right away. From that time, I knew that I have to talk when I disagree or don't like. My mom always teaches me that if I'm always scared to talk, people in the future will take advantage of me.
Are you getting better from your scaredness?
Yes, I'm a little bit braver, and I've tried to talk with my grandparents that I don't want to go or I don't want to have a tennis court.
That's good, Justin. Do you want to try to talk with your family again another time in the future?
For sure, I want to try again so that I really have the confidence I need.
Thank you, Justin, for sharing your experience. I have experience just like you about being brave to speak up.
Oh yeah? What is that?
When I was in elementary school, I was also a shy kid. One day, when I was in 3rd grade, my teacher called my name in class. She called me to answer a question. I knew the answer, but I wasn't brave to speak. My teacher was worried about me. After school, my teacher spoke to my mom. She asked, "Did I have any problems that makes me unable to speak in the class?"
And what happened next?
My mom only knew that I was so shy at school because at home I was a kid who has chatty, cheerful at home. Finally, my mom gave me some advice. For example, I was told to not worry because it's okay if my answer was wrong. My mom also told me that my teacher was a kind person and wouldn't be mad if my answer was wrong. The next day, finally, I tried to follow my mother's advice. In the lesson with the same teacher, my teacher gave me some questions to class. I tried to raise my hand in one of the questions.
Whoa, you tried to follow your mom's advice right away. What happened next?
Fortunately, my answer was right. I gained confidence. My teacher praised me because finally I was brave enough to speak in the class. Ever since that, I wasn't afraid again. I became much braver to speak in front of many people. Until now, I always remember that experience. That experience was a lesson for me to be much braver to speak.
So, Clement, what meaning did the story have?
My story has a meaning that we must be braver to speak because when we were afraid to speak, people wouldn't know our ability.
Well, that is a good experience, Clement. From your story, I can take the meaning that we must be confident and brave. Now, it's my time to tell my story to you guys. I am a child who is less careful. Until now, sometimes I was not careful in doing something. There were several incidents that happened because I was not careful.
Well, that's not good.
When I was in second grade, my parents were outside the house. I exercised with my brother and mate. We played sport and played football at my house. We played football with great pleasure. As usual, some were goalkeepers and some were trying to get the ball into the goal. I always try to get the ball into the goal. When I tried to get the ball into the goal, I fell.
Really? What happened?
I cried and I felt like my chin hurt so badly. But my brother and my mate didn't think that I was hurt because I like to pretend. When I stood up, I saw blood on my chin. My brother and my mate were shocked to see blood on my chin. My brother immediately got me a drink and then called my mother to tell her that my chin was injured and bleeding. Without realizing it, the wound on my chin was not an ordinary wound because it was quite deep. Then I looked in the mirror in my room to see the wound on my chin. Then my mother and my grandmother immediately came to the house and I was immediately taken to the RSPP hospital in Kebayoran Baru. While on the way, I felt cold and I was covered with a blanket. Then my mother called my father and said what happened. When I got to the hospital, my mother told the doctor and nurses what happened to me. Then I was laid on a hospital bed, waited for further tests. While I was waiting, my father arrived at the hospital and met me. After that, I was examined and I found that my wound needs stitches. At that time, I was crying because I had to have stitches.
What did you feel at that time?
I was so scared, Justin. When it was about to sew, my face was covered with a sheet of cloth. Then the nurse injected me with an anesthetic and then started to stitch up the wound on my chin. When I got stitches, I didn't feel any pain because an anesthetic had drugged my chin. Without realizing it, the sewing process was finished and my chin was wrapped in gauze.
Wow, that's so scary.
After that incident, I was more careful as my parents said. From this incident, we can learn to always be careful in all things.
Wow, I didn't expect our story would be this fun. I hope we could make another podcast in the future. Thank you everyone for listening our podcast.
Thank you.